Hello, welcome to English Wizards. If you ask me which is one topic which is an absolute favorite of UGC NET question paper setters, I would personally say it's Lange and Parole. You see Lange and Parole across the history of this examination asked many times over these years. This is one topic that all of you should be familiar with. Take the last 2024 June net exam which got cancelled recently. You see a question from this topic, Lange and Parole, a very important topic as far as UGC net examination is concerned. In this video, I'm going to explain to you what is Lange and Parole. Before I try to explain these two words, I just want to put some context to these. One, Lange and Parole are two concepts introduced by the Swiss linguist Ferdinand de Saussure in his work Course in General Linguistics. So we learn two things now. One, it is introduced by Ferdinand de Saussure. Second, it is introduced by Ferdinand de Saussure in his work Course in General Linguistics. One more point before we try to explain what Lange and Parole are. This work that I mentioned, Course in General Linguistics, is a book based on lecture notes from Ferdinand de Saussure, delivered at the University of Geneva between 1906 and 1911. So, few important points there. One, it was actually these essays, the chapters in the book are actually lectures given by Saussure, jotted down by his students and compiled together. These lectures were delivered at the University of Geneva between 1906 and 1911. Now, this work, the compiled version of the lectures titled Course in General Linguistics, was originally published in 1916 after Saussure's death. So these are some important points that I want you to understand before I try to explain what these two concepts are. First, Lange. What is Lange? Lange refers to the underlying system of rules and conventions in a language that is shared by a community. I'll try to put this in simple words. Let's take English language for example. All of us speak English language, all of us write in English, all of us understand English. Now, this language, English, has a system of rules, right? There are grammar rules, there are specific set of vocabulary, there is an order with which we should write a sentence. There are rules. This language, English language, and for that matter any language, is under the control of all these rules. So Lang refers, this is Lang. Lang refers to the underlying system of rules and the conventions in a language that is shared by a community. Now, all of us belong to the community of English speakers, and all of us share this particular rule, this set of rules. All of us share the same laws that govern this language. So this is what language, the system of rules and conventions in a language that is shared by a community. It is largely like a blueprint or framework that everyone follows to communicate effectively. All of us speaking English go to follow these sets of rules, and we have to obey the blueprint and framework that governs this language. Now, this includes grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation standards that make it possible for people to understand each other. There got to be some commonality. Now, there should be a common grammar, there should be a similarity, commonality in vocabulary, and even to some extent pronunciation. All of this should be somewhat standard for this language to be intelligible for all of us. So what is Lang? Lang is a system of rules. Lang is a collection of rules that governs a particular language or a system. That is what Lang is. I hope I'm clear. Now let's see what parallel is. We know what Lang is now. Lang is a system of rules. Now let's see what we can do with these set of rules and the words that we have. Now what is parallel? Parallel is the actual use of language in everyday speech and writing by individuals. We have n number of rules in English language. We know the rules. Now with these rules, we make everyday conversations, right? I am now talking to you. I know the rules. Back of my mind, without myself knowing, maybe subconsciously, I am aware about the rules, and with these rules, I am communicating with you. I am making utterances. Now, these utterances are paroles. It's how people express themselves in real life situations, choosing words, forming sentences, and speaking in their own unique way. With the language we have, with the rules we have, we make individual utterances to communicate daily. I am right now talking to you in English. I know the rules. Back of my mind, there are rules. But then when I speak to you subconsciously, all of these come into play and I speak to you. I make individual utterances, and these individual utterances is what we call parallel. It is a practical application of the language system in real life conversations and written text. I hope this is clear. This is what lang is. This is what parallel is. Now, I want to use an example used by Seshore in his essay to explain what Lange and Parole are. He uses the example of a game of chess. Uh, a chessboard consists of the board, a black and white board, and the pieces. Now, these pieces, let's see what the example is first. Lang is like the rules of chess. Okay, Lang is like the rules of chess. These rules are fixed and known by all players. They determine how each piece is moved, the objective of the game, and overall structure. Now, in a chessboard, when you play a game of chess, you can't randomly move the pieces, right? An elephant can only move straight and, sideways. A horse can move in an L shape. There is one player that can only move diagonally. So there are rules. You can't just randomly move the pieces. There is rule. There are rules that govern the chess game. So this is exactly like a language. In English, there are rules. You can't randomly, utter and frame sentences. There has to be a grammaticality should be there. Grammaticality should be maintained while we communicate. So that is what lang is. Lang again is a set of rules, exactly like how we have rules in a game of chess. Now, what a parole would be then? Parole is like the actual gameplay. Each player's moves in a chess game can vary widely, reflecting individual strategies, styles, and decisions. Just like parole, which is the individual use of the language, the way a game is played can change from one game to another, even though the rules lang remain the same. uh, let's take 1,000 chess games. Okay, 1,000 chess games. If you take 1,000 chess games, all of them would be different. All of them would be different. The moves would be different. The patterns would be different. There wouldn't be any commonality. What will be common then? What is common then for all these 1,000 games? The only thing that is common for all these 1,000 games are the rules. Rules are the same. Rules are exactly the same. Exactly the same. You can see Pragnananda and Magnus Carlsen in that picture. Just on my this side. Uh, two of the best chess players at the point. Now, uh, they know the rules. Pragnananda and Carlsen, both of them know the rule very well, right? All of them. I mean, they are aware about the rules. But then with these rules, they can move the pieces in any way they want, right? They can maybe first open with a pawn, they can open with the horse, they can open with the elephant. Pardon me if the names are wrong. I'm not that into chess, but yeah. Okay, anyway. So they can style their game any way they want. Only thing is that they have to obey the rules of the game. So rules of the game is a lang. The individual moves that they make or the individual patterns that they create with these rules, that is the parallel. One more example before I wind up. uh, their English language again. English language evolved over 1,000 years, maybe, from Old English period, 1,000 years, maybe more than that, a bit more than that. Now, over these years, been many rules. Right now, if we take the rules of English language, there will be maybe thousands of rules, grammar rules, syntax rules, word arrangements, etc., etc. This is a lang. I am speaking to you. I'm saying, "Welcome to English Wizards." This is just one sentence. Welcome to English with 4 words, one sentence. Uh, I obeyed the rules of the language, which is a lang, to create this sentence. Uh, I made an individual utterance at this point. That is called as a parrot. I use the lang to create a parrot. So I hope I'm clear. This is one very important topic that the question paper setters are extremely fond of. Maybe you can expect the questions from Lange and Parole in the upcoming exams as well. So this is what Lange and Parole is. Go get that 2 marks if you're asked what Lange and Parole are. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to English Wizards.